Sean Salisbury of SB Radio, SB Nation Radio, and ESPN Radio in Houston, joining us once again here on the Morning Run. Hey, Sean, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, we're doing excellent.
All right.
So let's just cut to the chase. What are the Texans going to do with Brock Osweiler?
Well, Mike, there's not much they can do. I mean, if you want to cut bait and leave yourself $20+ million cap, a cap hit. Another thing that's always baffled me about these rules. What I don't get. It's like the Tony Romo thing. I've always said if you cut somebody or trade them, why should you still suffer part of the cap hit for somebody else? I've never understood that. It's like if some team wanted to trade for Tony Romo, and you say, sure, we'll take a second-round pick for Tony Romo, and you ship him with the contract. I don't understand how you still, as the team that shipped the guy because the other team wanted him, I don't understand the rules of why you still suffer salary cap hit. It baffles me. Some of the rules I don't get. So in the case of Houston, I think their hands are tied. You get a quarterback who was, by all standards, and I hate to say this because I know how tough the position is, was a bust this year. And I'm not just talking about statistically. They never got better. They didn't throw for 300 yards in a game. They never put together. If you look at that, I've watched every game and every single throw that they made this year with most teams, and especially since I'm local here in Houston. There was never a time when 3 quarters or even a little more than a half they played consistent, really, really good or great offensive football. Not one time. Now, if you ever want to talk about a locker room that should be divided, if you're a defense and an offense and you're irritated, that's the offense to be irritated at. Bill O'Brien did not have his best play-calling season. It's obvious the offense wasn't very innovative. They got rid of the coordinator, George Godsey, yesterday. There was just no rhythm, you couldn't get a half out of them, let alone a game offensively. And their defense was so good. So I think their hands are tied. You're going to have to bring him to camp, let him compete, leave the job open, and hope that your backup's not crushing you against the cap, that he stands up and does something this offseason and mechanically get stuff done, so he's ready to go and have a better season. I never bury somebody after one season. Or quit on him, and I never crown somebody, a Hall of Famer after one season either. But man alive, after 16 games or 17 weeks and a playoff game, you're like, something or 2 playoff games for that matter, you got to get better. And they did not get better other than in small spurts throughout the year. So I don't know who's going to line up as a quarterback next year, but I know Brock Osweiler is going to have to be in uniform because they can't trade him with that salary, and they can't cut him because of the investment they made.